It's that time of the season again. In the red corner, we have Liverpool, and in the slightly darker red corner, we have Manchester United. Yes, you know what it is. It's the Liverpool versus Manchester United pre-show that's taking place on Sunday. This iconic Premier League fixture once again returns this season. This is a fixture that is known on such a global level that is watched around the world by millions of people. And this is going to be the biggest game that these two have had in recent times. Hey guys, Fletch here, bringing you another Fletch Talks video. And like I just mentioned, this video is going to center around a preview of the Liverpool versus Manchester United game that is going to be taking place on Sunday evening. This is going to be a huge game. It's that time of the season again. Liverpool face Manchester United, taking place for the first time this season at Anfield, and this is arguably going to be the biggest Liverpool United fixture that I can remember in recent times that will actually mean more than just 3 points, than just bragging rights. So let's get into it. The reasons why this game should be as huge as what they are, and the stakes are have never been higher in recent times than what they are, should be simple. United currently sit top of the Premier League. Simple as that. United currently sit at the top of the Premier League, and yeah, your guess is as good as mine as to how that happened. I don't know how they got there either. But currently, right now, they are 3 points clear of second place Liverpool after winning their game in hand over Burnley on Tuesday night, as both sides are jostling for position and positioning themselves to be title contenders for the current campaign. It's a proper second versus first encounter. The top two teams in England battling it out once again, and arguably, this is back to where both teams should be, fighting each other for a chance at positioning themselves for a title shot. The build-up to the match has been bubbling for quite some time now, with Jurgen Klopp making a remark about United's luck when it came to being awarded a lot of penalties in their matches over the past few years. Some not deserved, some clearly deserved, and a fair few controversials that to go on both sides of that argument. And Solskjaer retaliated. Solskjaer basically came out and claimed that Klopp was trying to get into the heads of certain match officials to sort of make them second guess themselves. And, you know, it basically now means that this game, this very big game, in which is going to be a field full of talented and quality players on both sides of the pitch, it means that they're going to be slightly overshadowed, because all eyes are probably now going to be on referee, who's going to be Paul Tierney for this weekend, and the VAR official, which is going to be Stuart Atwell. So those two are going to be watched closely in particular on Sunday. But of course, in saying that, like I say, there are going to be many quality and talented players on both sides of the pitch, I'm sure, come Sunday. So you have the build-up to go with the rivalry and put them all together, and to add to the occasion, an extra layer to the occasion, the fact that both teams are seemingly competing to be title contenders this season only adds more to the occasion. I personally don't think United have enough about them this season to go on and win the title. Regardless of the result, I just don't see them being title winners at the end of this current campaign. But I think that maybe we have to start putting them into the conversation more and more about being title contenders overall. But overall, again, this is where both clubs deserve to be. Both clubs deserve to be in title contention and facing off against each other in these top of the table kind of clashes. So it's back to like a familiar sort of an old sort of reality, a former reality of what used to be. Of course, for the past few years, these games have still been a big deal due to the huge rivalry between the two clubs, but there's been little to gain from it other than 3 points and bragging rights due to United dropping down the table a little bit, going through certain issues and going through rebuilding stages over the past few years. Yes, these games have been a little poor in quality despite the incredible and huge build-up they get every single year. At times they have been a little lackluster and a bit underwhelming, and these games often fill out a predictable sort of pattern, especially when it comes to games at Anfield. But there's more at stake in this fixture this year than just 3 points and bragging rights. The stakes are simple. For Liverpool, if they win here, they catch United at the top of the table. They go level on points with them, but go top via goal difference. Or as some United fans will want you to believe, joint top. They cancel out United's game in hand victory midweek over Burnley, and they will reclaim top spot. And therefore, it's another week closer to retaining the Premier League title. It could also be a psychological boost over their rivals like United, like Manchester City. It would state they beat a rival, and despite everything and having a lot going against them already this season in terms of injuries, VAR calls, and so on and so forth, they are still top of the league in spite of everything that's gone on this season, including COVID, including no fans in the stadium. They will still be top of the league if they win, of course. It would also be a major boost to a side that has clearly been struggling in recent games. No win in the last 3 games is something of a bit of a rarity in a Jurgen Klopp side, especially this Liverpool side that have been so incredible for a number of years now. They of course drew to West Brom, they drew to Newcastle the following game, and of course in the new year they lost to Southampton. And people were beginning to ask questions of Jurgen Klopp and his Liverpool side, and what better way to answer them than by going and beating an in-form United side, obviously a rival side, a title contender side, and just shutting up the critics. For United themselves, a win here would be a major statement as to knowing where this club is heading. Not only could they go 6 points clear of the Reds if they win, but they would also break Liverpool's extraordinary and phenomenal Premier League home record, in which the Reds haven't lost at Anfield in just under 4 years. That's truly astonishing statistic there. And that would be a major psychological boost for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and for Man United. They've picked up some form over the past couple of months, and hence why they're top of the league basically. And you know, they found some consistent form where others have struggled to do so and have that same goal. It has been a completely weird and unpredictable season, I grant you, but overall, many teams have struggled to put together some consistent form, Liverpool included. And Liverpool were the most obviously consistent team in the entirety of the last campaign. But United have done that where others have failed, and hence why they go into this clash top of the table. Now, with the way that the game is set up, with it being at Anfield, United's game plan will be very simple. Sit deep, defend, soak up the pressure, and hit Liverpool on the counter-attack. It's what they've basically done for many years against Jurgen Klopp's side, particularly at Anfield. They know that with the way that the table is set up, Liverpool have to come out and attack them. They know that the Reds are going to be chasing them at the top of the table, so they'll set up to be strong and resolute defensively and try to frustrate the Reds before giving the ball to the likes of Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Edinson Cavani, even Dan James if he's going to be playing, or whoever they're playing up front, and just say, you do the rest, you go and be prolific in front of goal and get us the goals that we need. It's fairly predictable, I think, but Liverpool will play their normal way as well. They will continue to probe and keep possession of the ball. United will be happy to let them have the ball as long as they can hit them on the counter-attack on numerous occasions. And I think that maybe the team selection is going to be the key thing. The team selection from both sides is going to be the key thing. Obviously, we all know about Liverpool's injury problems. They are getting back to full strength, but they are obviously going to be without the long-term notable absentees of both Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez, whilst the glass cannons of Joel Matip and Naby Keita are facing a race against time to be fit for the game. For me, though, all eyes will be on that central midfield. Thiago will be making his home debut for Liverpool. I know, thank God, 6 months down the line or whatever it was after buying him, he is finally making his home debut after COVID and injuries to the poor guy. But he is an absolute baller. in my opinion. And if United are to sit back and defend, as I predict they will be, then he will be left with a task of finding that key pass to open up a tight and resolute United defence. Like I say, there is another question of who's going to be at centre-back alongside Fabinho. Joel Matip, like I say, is facing a race against time to be fit for the game, whilst Jordan Henderson played in their last Premier League game at centre-back. Could he make another appearance in the heart of the Liverpool defence? And then, I don't know. I don't know if he will be. And then, of course, it's all about the front three. It's all about Liverpool's front three. You've got the playmaking abilities of Thiago. Will the front three be firing on all cylinders on that day? I can definitely speak for all Liverpool fans when I say that I really, really, really hope so. For United, I wouldn't be surprised if they switch to a back five for this game. They've done it against us in a few of the past occasions that we've played them, and they tend to just leave their strikers up front. In the past, it's been Martial and been Rashford. Obviously, then you've got Matic and Pogba and Fernandes in midfield. It's entirely possible that that could be the way they play. It's just a question of, can they withstand the Liverpool pressure for a full 90 minutes with what they will throw at them? Should they play that way, or will they stick to a 4-3-3? Obviously, maybe you could put Dan James on the wing. You've also, of course, got Martial there as well, who can play on the wing as well. They may stick with Edinson Cavani up front. There's a lot of possibilities for Solskjaer to consider, and there are a lot of big decisions for him to make. What's his defence going to be, for example? What strike force will he go with? And what is the mindset going into the game? And what is the plan for United? It's certainly going to be the biggest game and task of Solskjaer's United managerial career to date. And now we come to prediction time. My prediction for this game... Honestly, I've got a number of predictions that I've been going around in my head over the past few days. And I've got to be honest, they all have different outcomes. Scenario one is that Liverpool get the job done. Whether it's comfortably or uncomfortably, Liverpool manage to get the job done and get the 3 points that they need. They go level on points with United, but top via goal difference. They get the job done. And they get out of there and they focus on their next game. And then obviously you've got United again in a week's time in the FA Cup. Scenario 2, though, tells me that United will somehow grind out a draw here. Whether it's 0-0, 1-1, whatever. United will somehow grind out a draw and get the point they need and stay top. Scenario 3, though, tells me that United will get some sort of fortunate 90th minute penalty after defending for nearly the entirety of the game, and Bruno Fernandes will step up, convert the penalty, and prove to be the match winner on the day. I genuinely hope scenario 1 is correct and is the right outcome. I have confidence in Liverpool, don't get me wrong, I definitely have confidence at Liverpool, more home than away, I'll give you. But in saying that, United have been very good away from home this season. And so it will be a tough test for both sides, but I definitely back my team regardless. You'd think that both sides, with having weaknesses in their defensive areas, this would be a high-scoring game, but I doubt that. We've predicted that, I think, for a few times in the past few years alone, and it's never really turned out that way. So I'm going to, of course, back my team, but I'm going to say that Liverpool come out as winners here and predict the Reds win by 2-1 on the day. And I hope that Mo Salah scores. But of course, as I always say, this is just the opinions, predictions, comments, thoughts, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of this game? What do you make of the rivalry? What do you make of both managers, teams? Who do you think will win this game? How do you think both teams will set out to play? Who do you think they'll put out to play? And most importantly, who do you see winning this game? Or what do you think the outcome will be of this game? I'd love to know your thoughts, your comments, opinions and predictions down below in the comment section. I'm sure they'll all make for interesting reading. Otherwise, hit that like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things will be greatly appreciated. And as always, Thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I will see and speak to you all again soon in another video.